Hi YouTube, it's Sean. I'm back again, bored in this pandemic and giving you content for no reason whatsoever. If you don't know, I'm a huge Britney Spears stan. So today we're gonna be ranking Britney tours. I just completely blanked in my brain. I need more iced coffee. Is this ASMR? Am I famous? Yeah, so today we're going to be ranking Britney tours. So this is based on my personal taste. Your taste may be different, and that's completely okay. And actually, I would love to talk about this in the comments below. So if you have different opinions on these, I love talking about Britney Spears, and I love talking about Britney Spears tours and pop tours in general. So also if you have other suggestions for other pop tours that I should watch. So I have down 10 Britney tours, and we're going to work our way from my least favorite to my favorite. At number 10, I have the Eminem's tour, and I put this down solely at number 10 because it's 15 minutes long. It was a very small tour that she did at the House of Blues. While I respect her artistry, it's not a Britney tour per se. She was true to form in these performances. She was alive. The remixes were pretty good. I'm not crazy about the remixes that were used, but as far as choreography wise, she was nailing it, and she seemed to be in relatively good spirits performing wise. At number 9 is the Femme Fatale tour, and I only put this down there because I feel like she wasn't there for the Femme Fatale tour mentally. As we're seeing the Free Britney stuff come up, it's looking to me like Femme Fatale was more her not wanting to be involved. So this tour I have mixed feelings about. I did go see the tour, and I actually had a really good date. I went to the Miami date, and she was really great. I'm not crazy about the DVD. The design of the tour is beautiful though. The stage is beautiful. The interludes are amazing. The remixes are amazing. I honestly wish they would have come out with a remix album. The choreography was really good too. To be honest, the choreography was pretty solid. You could just tell she wasn't fully in it. And so that's why it's so low on my list, because I don't feel right. It felt like she was being forced to do something that she didn't really want to do. At number 8, I have the Baby One More Time tour. I have this so low because I feel like as far as spectacle in her tours go, this was pretty basic. There isn't a lot of footage out there besides, the Disney special and little clips here and there. I wish we had more footage from it because I would love to see her cover of Open Arms. I would love to see a really great video of her Material Girl cover. I love the costumes though. The costumes are pretty iconic. I mean, you have the tube top that she had, the dolls were made of. So those are still iconic moments that are kind of cemented. And then that stage kind of set the stage for the next 2 tours as far as the design goes. They kind of made that a little more detailed. Which brings me into Crazy 2K tour for my number 7, because that was kind of an extension of the Baby tour. And she added in Oops and Don't Let Me Be the Last to Know, and that's where the Hawaii special comes from. I do have a personal connection with Crazy 2K. I remember watching that special on TV when it came on and getting that DVD and loving Britney Spears live and more. I feel like that era was pretty intense for her as far as how far her career came so quickly. My number 6 is Piece of Me 1.0. This is kind of in the same boat that Femme Fatale was for me, at least. I felt like at the beginning of the residency, she wasn't fully into it. There were moments that she was really feeling herself and getting into it. And of course the design was epic. I saw Piece of Me 1.0, and I saw it towards the end of the run when she was really starting to feel herself again, right before the revamp. And so I do have a really good memory of Piece of Me 1.0. I was in the pit, I was living my dreams. She was 10 feet away from me. The remixes were solid, and the layout for Piece of Me 1.0 kind of set the stage for 2.0. They did the re-rig of the water that she hadn't had since Dream Within a Dream. My number 5 is the Oops, I Did It Again tour. I put this above Baby and Crazy 2K again because I feel like it kind of elevated the concept of the first 2 tours and made things a lot bigger, on a bigger scale for her. That was also her first world tour, right? I still remember watching that. So Like, those moments are so cemented in my mind as a Britney stan. Number 4 for me is Piece of Me 2.0. So I had this above Piece of Me 1.0 and so far up in my list because she was so into it pretty consistently for 2 whole years, which is incredible for her. And then you have the extension of the world tours from the summers, the Asia tour and the Piece of Me cash grab tour that I went to twice, and I don't regret it. Piece of Me 2.0, I felt elevated Piece of Me 1.0. I didn't like the entrance as much, but I liked the concept of the army, and I liked that she added in, you know, the tiny adjustments for the work bitch choreography, the womanizer dance break, like the womanizer dance break. The womanizer dance break. I was sad about the Break the Ice choreography from Piece of Me 1.0 being deleted. So Piece of Me 2.0 also added in glory tracks throughout the later parts of the run, and Glory is one of my favorite eras as a Britney stan. So yeah, that's my overall like feeling with 2.0. I just felt like it was an elevated 1.0, but she was so much more into it, and in conjunction with the Glory era, I walked away very happy. My number 3 favorite Britney tour is the Circus starring Britney Spears. I went to that tour twice. The first time I saw Circus was the second night of the tour in Atlanta, and you could tell she was very nervous, but the production of it was mind-boggling. There's this video of the opening, and it's taken from the floor level, and they pan up and they show you the entire arena, and the way that they immersed the entire arena into this humongous production. It's a huge production. I don't think that people really understand how big this show was. The lighting rigs were throughout the entire fucking arena. The stage was 3 separate stages that she worked the entire arena. She literally was throughout the entire arena the entire time. There was some negativity about her not dancing as much and walking a lot and being carried to places a lot, which, to be honest, she didn't want to be there. She had been in the conservatorship. She was doing the job, and I appreciate that because she did the job. The remixes were solid. I love that so much of Blackout was incorporated into the Circus tour because we didn't get a tour for Blackout. I kind of felt like Circus tour was more a Blackout tour with a circus theme, which I'm okay with. Dance breaks weren't crazy. I love when they added in the toxic dance break. The second time that I saw a Circus tour was in Greensboro, and I was lucky enough to see her do You Oughta Know, which is one of my favorite memories as a Britney Spears stan. I don't fully remember what the lead-in to You Oughta Know was. I had stayed off the forums for a couple of days, so I didn't really know if there were rumors that she was going to be doing it. I remember the lighting cue changing, and I'd known the tour so much because I was a stan. So I remember the lighting cue changing to something that I didn't know what was happening, and I was very confused. And then the music starts for You Oughta Know, and the entire arena went nuts. Like, went nuts. And you could tell she was singing live. The thing was her mic kept cutting in and out, and it actually happened throughout the entire show a few times. Her mic would cut in and out. It happened in every time, and she had to sing live a little bit. So overall, my experience with Circus was pretty amazing. So that's what gives it my number 3. My number 2 pick for Best Britney Tours is the Onyx Hotel Tour. I put this number 2 because I felt like she was on the top of her game performing wise. You cannot watch that tour and deny that she is not working her ass off. The fact that she was able to maintain that energy every night on a tour is insanity. The toxic dance break in the beginning alone would send me to the emergency room. Then she goes into Overprotected and does the split. Then she goes into Boys. What? That's insane. I'm not crazy about the Cabaret remixes. I do like the Baby Cabaret remix, but the other ones I wasn't nuts about. And of course, the Breathe On Me performance and the Touch of My Hand performance and Me Against the Music. And you have her Slave performance from that tour is amazing. Like, you cannot deny that she worked her ass off on that tour. The design for the tour I thought was solid. I wasn't crazy about it coming from the Dream Within a Dream, but you have a proscenium stage, which is fine. I think they were going for more of a Broadway show type feel, so that makes sense. But as far as a Britney concert setting, I feel like it's better to be immersed. I only put it above Circus because the dancing is so solid. Dream Within a Dream tour is my #1 tour. My #1 favorite Britney tour. I feel like the design and the concept and the remixes and everything that went into that tour was so well thought out and so cutting edge for the technology at that time. The fact that you have on a pop tour a water screen that plays for a good, what was it? It had to be a good like 6 to 8 minutes, right? You have all of these rigs that come with this tour. It was a huge tour. This is probably my favorite Britney remix, is the Oops, I Did It Again remix, the VMA and the opening Dream Within a Dream tour remix. And I remember watching the HBO special when it aired, and not, of course, back then we didn't really know anything about anything. So I'm watching the HBO special. It's my first introduction into this tour, and the Oops VMA remix starts, and immediately I just know this is gonna be like my favorite thing in the entire world. So the fact that it even opens with that remix sells the entire thing for me. You go into You Drive Me Crazy and these crazy concepts, and Overprotected with a costume and the music box. As far as Britney tours, I feel like she excels when there's a storyline and there's a character for her to play throughout the entire show. The Britney era overall, I feel like, was the peak era for her. So this tour being an extension of that is also something that's so ingrained in my mind, having lived through that. Those are my top 10 favorite Britney tours. If you have a different list, let me know. I am more than happy to be talking about anything. Thank you for spending the day with me, and I'll see you guys soon.